I am the greatest adversary your players will ever face, yet you cannot find me within the pages of your game's bestiary. And I can wipe your entire party without them ever having to sit down at the table. What am I? If you said scheduling, you'd be correct. Does this sound familiar? You have a great idea for a campaign. You pitch it to your friends, and they are down. You guys play a couple sessions, and everyone is having an absolute blast. But then the scheduling problems start. Oh, can you guys do Monday, February the 21st? Oh no, I'm out of town that weekend. Oh, what about Wednesdays? Oh, Wednesdays are no good for me. And that death spiral continues until your campaign eventually withers away and dies. Well, for me, the ideal long-term campaign meets once a week or maybe once every other week on the same day of that week. For example, let's say Wednesdays. I like this because it helps me avoid all scheduling issues. People know that if we're playing on a Wednesday, they don't make plans on Wednesday anymore. But this is kind of an unreasonable ask. Hey, do you want to hang out with me and 4 other people on the same day every week and you can't make plans with anyone else? People can't really do that because they've got other commitments like family, school, work, and they don't have time to commit to a long-term tabletop role-playing game campaign. But I'm here to tell you that playing this way, playing regularly, is not impossible. I know that because I'm doing it right now, and I want to show you how I got there so that maybe you could use some of these methods to help out your table and get there yourself. But before that, hi, I'm Pat, and this is my cat. I make practical videos that give advice on tabletop role-playing games to simplify your game and gamify the simple. If that sounds good to you, then go ahead and give me a subscribe. Step 1, I invite my players over for a one-shot. A one-shot, if you're not aware, is a self-contained episode of a tabletop role-playing game. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's meant to just be played over one night. So I invited 6 of my friends, and I ran a one-shot that was the first episode of the long-term campaign that I was trying to run. I was trying to run Curse of Strahd, so I ran the introductory adventure, Death House. And my friends had no problem committing to a spooky little one-shot because it was Halloween. It could work for your friends too. And if your friends don't know what a one-shot is, just say it's game night and have them come over. And then step 1 will be complete. You'll have your players committed to play a one-shot. Step 2, I prepared the one-shot. How to prepare a one-shot is a little bit out of scope for this video, but there is lots of great advice online about how to prep and run a one-shot. Suffice it to say that I followed that advice, but just added a few little tweaks. One is I plan to start in the middle of the session. Why? I mean, I always try to start a game this way because I find it really exciting. It gets players right into the action, gets the story moving. But it's really important for this kind of activity because we don't have time to role-play meeting in a tavern. We don't have time to talk about how the players know each other, the characters know each other, etc. So I started them right at the doors of Death House. The second thing I did that I think was really important to the success of the one-shot and turning it into a long-term campaign overall was creating characters with minimal agency from the players. What do I mean by that? I mean, I asked them what kind of guy they want to be and let them go off with as much information that they wanted to tell me, but I specifically listened to what kind of personality their character had so that I could fill out their skills and how they wanted to fight so that I could pick their class. I think that that was really important to the success of turning it into a long-term campaign because it asked them to invest a little bit creatively into their character. So they cared about their character going into it. But it wasn't so much agency that they felt overwhelmed with choices and homework before having to start the campaign. And I think that this was a huge contributor towards the success of the one-shot. Well, at the end of this, guess what? You have your one-shot prepared. Now it's time to run the one-shot. Next step is to run the one-shot. Unfortunately, running a one-shot is beyond the scope of this video, but there is, again, plenty of advice online about how to run a one-shot well. I just want to take a moment here to encourage you that your one-shot is going to be fun. Your players are going to have fun because a tabletop role-playing game is the most interesting thing that you can do with your friends around a table. I debriefed with my players. I asked them if they wanted to continue playing. And we didn't actually finish our one-shot in one session. We had to take 2 or 3 sessions, I think, to finish it. But that was okay, because players were having fun. And after that one shot that turned into a 3-shot was over, I asked them, do you want to continue maybe making this into a campaign? And some of them said yeah, and some of them said no. And that was okay. The people who said no couldn't commit, but the people who said yes, I'm still playing with till this day. We run for a minimum of 3 people, but no more than 5, and it's working out great for us. So just debrief with them, and you can turn that one shot into something that's a little bit longer. So that's it. That's how I did it. That's how I got my players to commit to a long-term campaign. And I think it could work for you too. All you gotta do is get them to commit to a one-shot session and then prepare that one-shot so that it starts right in the middle of the action and their characters are made with minimal agency from them, but still some agency. And then with how fun it will be demonstrated to your players through that one-shot, they will now feel more ready to commit to something more long-term after you just discuss it with them. So that's how I did it. You can do it that way too. Have you ever tried anything like this? How did it go? Start that discourse down in the comments. Let me know. And until next time, roll those dice like they owe you some money. Catch you later.